willkommen, bienvenue, and welcome back to, well, Legend of Grimrock, the winner of Lyte's Spring Break. So, there were 6 votes for this game, so the results were not overwhelming, but they were fairly definitive, because the runner-up, which was Rogue Legacy, only had 4 votes. Behind that, with 3 votes, was Oscura, and with only 2, Crypt of the Necrodancer. And it was perfectly clear nobody wanted to see Never Alone. It got no votes whatsoever. Now, I'm backtracking a bit because... what's it say? Oh, right, this is the one with the loose rock. Oh, yeah, I remember this way. I'm backtracking a bit because that first episode was just to give an impression of the game. It wasn't necessarily me doing everything I normally would. Because, well, we've got a torch here that I totally missed. I watched back the first episode just to check on a few things. Whoa, that's a weird wobble. You hear that? That was a weird sound. So I'm backtracking all the way back to the beginning just to double check that I didn't actually miss anything. Because I was going through here pretty quick and it was really dark. I didn't have a torch yet, so I didn't even necessarily see these human remains. Well, not 100% sure they are human. So it's important to actually check all the walls fairly thoroughly to make sure you didn't miss any buttons. And if I were a developer, I would totally put a button in this first room. I'm not sure where I would put it. Oh, there's a good place. Hello, creepy statue of a Chthonian-looking being. Secret found. Anybody trying to sneak up on me? So we found ourselves some shurikens. Let's give those to the wizard so he's got something to do. And lurker boots. I think you're pretty lurkery. You can have those boots. You can have the sandals. So, let's see, does it give us any information? Ooh, evasion +5. Nice. However, she's in the back. So it'll actually probably be better to give the evasion to the guy that's up front. Anything we can do with this creepy statue? Does not appear so. It's unlikely that there will be a second secret in the first room, but you never put it past developers. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that, but there's something on the other side of this wall moving around. Because if I turn to the right, it's in my left ear. If I turn to the left, it's in my right. Going chook, 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 chook. So we'll encounter something relatively nearby, but I don't think there's a direct route to it. So I don't necessarily want to do a complete, thorough examination of every single wall, but part of me really does. So if you find my commentary insufficient, just let me know. But I will try to keep talking while looking for any sorts of secrets. And you can watch along with me, so in case I do miss something, you can yell at me in the comments. My torch is starting to run a little low, so it's good to know that they do run out. But it doesn't exactly tell you how much it has remaining. I'm hoping eventually the mage will get a light spell, so we can just, you know, use magic instead of torches. And then we can use the leftover torches to activate pressure plates and whatnot. There's those things again. Skittering about. Okay. Pressure plate, pressure plate. Once we get more useless items, we'll... Actually, speaking of useless items, let's give these extra rocks to the mage as well. Give him something extra to throw. Because I have a feeling the experience points are based on what you do, and you don't just get them. Let me see if I can demonstrate that. Okay, so experience points 180, 180, 120, 90. Yeah. So they aren't evenly distributed because they didn't all participate evenly. So we got no additional skill points. Also, when I was making my characters, I saw this list and didn't necessarily look at it closely enough. It's listing what you get at a particular level of the skill. So I don't get chop until level 10 of my axes. So level 1 doesn't do a whole lot for me. It really does look like it's really important to specialize. You can't go totally into one thing, I don't think, and still have high hopes of survival, but you don't want to go too far into more than like 2 or 3. So yeah, you don't want to go too spread thin. Now this place seemed suspicious the first time around too. Why is it a loop? Unless we were supposed to kite something back here to make the fight easier. Yeah, it seems like a good place to kite something. There's that. There's the loose rock notification. And there's the actual loose rock. Now, oh, it's going really dim now. Yeah, let's take that off. He's not necessarily the best one to have the torch, but until we find a shield, I think I'll leave him with it. Generally, you want to give it to someone with a spare hand that doesn't need to be blocking attacks or causing damage. Oh, and I am acutely aware that this is not the best party I could have made. But without in-depth knowledge of the game, you go with what feels kind of right. And I don't expect this to be a thoroughly hardcore gaming experience where you have to min-max to win. Particularly on normal. On hard, maybe. But on normal, you should be able to take a thematically interesting party and still be able to do a decent job. You don't need to get everything right on the first go through. So I likely picked some worthless abilities, might not have applied the skill points in a great manner, but I'm not sure it's really gonna matter. I have a feeling it's going to matter a whole lot more what I do going forward in finding things and mastering puzzles. One other thing is that sometimes you want to jump into pits. Sometimes at the bottom of the pit you'll find something particularly interesting. I don't know if this is one of those times. I'm fairly confident that pits don't just kill you. But, just in case, I'm gonna save. Yeah, let's create a new file. Episode 2. and see what's at the bottom of this pit. Bonk. Well, it hurt. And that sound has grown quite a bit stronger. And here we are. You can't fly. What can? So yeah, apparently this is an insult pit, not a treasure pit. And here we are. And we've gotten the stuff. And we've gotten our rock back. Wahahaha. Because I don't have a whole lot of rocks, and, well, it's a weapon. We need all the weapons we can get. Did we check this way? I don't think we double-checked any of these walls. I don't know if all of the secret buttons will look the same. I certainly hope they don't. But I found 2 secret buttons that look identical. Makes me a little suspicious. So, like I was saying, this game will help me to do more prep for Blast Off and my other Minecraft type stuff, because I can just sit down, play this game, have a nice chat with you guys, and not have to put in hours of prep time beforehand. Because I can sit down, do a little exploring, do a little probably not particularly justified murder of snails and whatnot, and then move on. I can just hit render on my screen capturing software, do a little bit of editing to get it into a viable format, and then move on. Okay, so we know that pressure plate over there opens the gateway. I have a feeling this lever right here closes the pit such that we can attack this snail. Oh, we missed. So this is probably the kiting that you're supposed to be doing. Oh, he almost got me there. But this does take significant awareness of your surroundings. Which way is he gonna go? Because this was the standard in Dungeon Master, where you just kite him around and you take no damage whatsoever. I don't know if it'll work for all enemies. It certainly doesn't work for large groups of enemies. But if you only got 1 snail, maybe 2 snails to worry about, it works pretty well. Okay. Now let's not let that guy out prematurely. Oh, we got another snail over here. Oh, we forgot to attack with the mage. Okay, you guys get your shots in. Oh, right, can't reach. Come on, come and get me. Oh, he got me. Too far away. Oh, dead. Two. You are going to be overloaded with snail in no time. Okay, nobody is too hungry just yet, so we'll just keep going. Okay, nothing in here to worry about. Okay, so tattered cloak. That seems like a wizarding item. Evasion +2. Ooh, okay. You are focused on evasion. And another loincloth. Put some pants on, insect guy. Bzzzt. Some more rocks for the wizard. Okay, on the walls, nothing, nothing, and nothing means nothing. And scroll of fire burst. Now the question is, does that teach us fire burst? Or does that fire burst at an enemy? Ah, there we go. It just tells us how to cast it. Required skill, Fire Magic 2. Our current skill, 1. Well, curses. So, we need to level him up. And how much further do we need to go? Quite a bit. So we need to remember to attack with him first in every fight. Okay, so he's still stuck in there. We'll continue looking around. Well, that seems like a useless little area. Well, I suppose it's a great place to get stuck in if you're not paying attention. So let's put that down. Come and get me. Oh, he got me. Did he eat the rock? Why did the portcullis close? He might have eaten the rock. That might be an innate ability of snails. And I said, make sure to attack with the mage first, and I totally forgot to attack with the mage. That could have been really bad. Okay, that's weird. Maybe it's a timed sort of thing. Come on. Come here, snail. Really? Come and get me. I don't want to go through there. I don't know what's going to happen. Come on, snail. That's more like it. Oh, interesting. Does he have to not be on? Okay, that was incredibly strange. Come on. Come on. Oops, there's a wall there. Okay, so everybody picked up their stuff. Okay, so I have a feeling this is a strange situation. I'm gonna wait for it to close, and then I'm gonna go through. Because over here, we've got a guy who needs some stuff. So he needs some eyes. That'll open the door. Ooh, vines. I don't trust them. Okay, so there's more stuff over here. This place seems more trustworthy. Whoa, there's a weird thing back there. Mage attacks first. Hey, it's the guy that was making the noise. Good hit. Come on, come and get me. Man. Come and get me. Come on. Which way are we going? Okay. So we've got a herder cap. So I take it he's a herder. Likely a relative of the Screamers from Dungeon Master. Oh, I think we got another one. We've got another contestant. Now, you won't always have this kind of space to work with these guys. And particularly if you run into an area you haven't been before, something might sneak up behind you. But since we're still early in the game, it's likely that you're not going to get pounced upon from behind. Okay, so the Lizard Man hasn't gotten hit much. The Minotaur has taken at least a touch of damage. And we're running pretty close to our episode limit here. So once this guy dies, I might go close that door and call it an episode. Oh, he got him. Got you with the rock. Come on. Show me what you got. What you got? Exploding. That's what he's got. Okay, so we picked up a rock. We got our knife. Let's close this door. Ooh, wrong button. Let's close that door. Save our game. And call this an episode. So I will see you in the next episode of Legend of Grimrock with Lyte.